What? What was that? Are you checking your teeth? Oh, hey,
Mom?
Daniel. I think we should do this deep dive with Daniel thing. I'm Darin with Arbitrage Trade, and this is Daniel Hopwood, also with Arbitrage
I
Trade. Hi. Oh, you're talking to them. I feel so lonely. His blog this week is the dawn of 24-hour stock trading. We need like some emotional music in the background. A new frontier for investors. I want to rename that a new frontier for funds and institutional investors, but I digress and we'll talk about that later. So, Daniel, the new frontier is no longer space or the ocean. It's now 24-hour trading.
unfortunately.
What is this? What's going on?
So there's kind of the big news is that the S&P has polled some of its customers to see if they want 24-hour, 7-day a week. Actually, I think it was only 5-day a week, but still like 24-hour, 5-day a week stock trading. And there's a company called 24 Exchange that was invested into by Point 72, which who runs Point 72?
Oh, we know Mr. Cohen does, and us H, we really love that guy so much. We send him Christmas gifts and everything.
Yeah, and he wants to send you a gift of 24-hour stock trading.
What a gift! Yeah, we know what kind of gift that is. I mean, we called him what, like Mister Short. He loved to talk about his. He was proud of how much he was shorting AMC. But I digress again. Go ahead, Daniel.
Oh no, I mean that's so they want to bring in 24-hour stock trading allegedly to make markets more accessible to everybody that may not be able to trade during regular trading hours.
What a sweetheart.
Now, I really think amongst many things, it's just revenue capture, right? Just more trading, more fees they can
Yes,
incur.
yes.
And I think there's, some other things that'll go on that's not a maybe, direct occurrence, but
Like
will
like
end up
a new
happening.
darkness. A new darkness is being created. The
Well,
aftermarket.
we'll trade in that darkness,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Asia will, or
Uh
Europe,
huh.
or wherever.
So I mean, is this like 24-hour shorting now? I guess you can just run it all day, and then maybe even you won't even have to. Let's just say possibly that bids are all taken away all of a sudden, and the price drops way down. You won't even have to do that anymore because there'll be a lot less bids online. I think you can
Yeah, I
do
think
it at will.
we've talked about this before, but I think it'll lead to a lot more kind of overnight flash crashes
Yes.
when volume's super thin. Only the computers are trading, and they trade on news where the U.S. market is typically traded overnight through futures, right? But now that they'll have direct access to U.S. equities, how will that change things?
And your favorite mini. Um, so do I need like a world event clock now, I guess? I mean, little sleep as I get, I need to basically stay awake all the time now to make sure that nothing nefarious is happening when I'm asleep.
It
Excuse
kind of
me,
seems like that.
nothing more nefarious. Go ahead.
And the thing that we talk about in the article is that this is totally going to change even how the banks operate, right? Like, I was thinking about this is like they now are going to have to incur bigger fees. And does that take away things like, the free stock trading that Robinhood brought us? I know it's not entirely free, no need to get
Yeah,
into those details,
no
but you
future
know,
thought.
I, there's no such thing as a free lunch, and you don't start trading 24 hours a day without incurring costs somewhere.
Right. Cost to the retail
Yep.
investor.
Thank God I'm not like a
Get us
hedge
one way
fund
or another.
trader at the desk because I don't want to do the night shift.
Oh man, I know. But like you said, though, I mean, there more staff is probably going to be needed now, or the algos will be running 24 hours and not cut off at the market close, which I don't think they do anyway, because I see them pop back open again all of a sudden. At least that's what it looks like in level two, and especially when things happen.
Got to place the orders for the next day, but now in this case, the orders will just keep flowing.
It'll be constant. I guess that'll
Yeah.
be constant. It'll be interesting to see. Like you said, though, the volume thing, that's just going to make it so volatile. That's going to be so crazy.
Yep. And I
Um,
imagine it'll be something like Forex where, during like peak or off peak times, spreads get really crazy. It'll probably lead to like pretty insane volatility. And, I I can't say it's entirely a bad thing, but I can't say I'm necessarily for it.
Well, that's right. Where did you work? Anyway, the what about halts? I mean, they're gonna have to rewrite the whole halt thing because I mean, if they, I mean, 10% will be nothing, especially if there's low volume to go up and down like that. So I don't know. And then the regulators, are they? I mean, you need twice as many regulators because there's more opportunity, more transactions happening overnight, 24 hours, and of course, they're always watching it really close. So now it's going to be even twice as long, three times as long to watch for nefarious things.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where
So much.
conceptually the idea is to get it enables retail more time to trade, right? You have a day job, you can't trade. Hey, I'm just, I gotta steel man it, right? I gotta steel man it.
Play your role.
But will it actually enable that? I don't think so.
Okay. And the last thing is it's sort of a one-off, but not really because it will affect this too. But I think you wanted to talk a little bit about T plus zero. You didn't talk about it in the article, but I think this does kind of fit right here. So what's that going to do?
Yeah, so currently we're at T plus two, which means if I buy a stock from Darin, that I don't get the stock officially for 2 days after the purchase, and Darin doesn't get my cash for officially 2 days after the purchase. Essentially, things have to clear. And I believe it's the end of May. We go to T plus one. So there's only 1 day from transaction in which everything settles. And I actually have looked at a company in the past called Paxos that does T plus zero. So essentially, all stocks are held on the blockchain or a blockchain. And you would get instant settlement of the stock and the cash because everything's tracked on the ledger, which would disable things like GameStop, which were overshorted by 144%. So 40%, or was it 140 or 120? I don't remember exactly.
It was a lot, and that's only the number that's being reported. So we know how that works. But
Yep.
so straight to lit exchange, is that basically what T plus zero would be? Or they're still going to pool stuff because that still has to happen. But is the idea to get it quicker to market or just to get your share quicker in exchange for your money? I mean,
I mean, I think it's both, but I think it's ultimately a little bit of like ending some funny business, right? Because if you have T plus 2 days and you're a quantitative hedge fund,
yeah,
you like what stocks do you really have? Do you not? Are can you loan against? Are you loaned against? Like what do that it's kind of this like fugazi of 2 days. And when you're doing things in high volume, there's probably a lot of bamboozling going on. And I
yeah,
think
right.
it's yeah, I would like to think it's a little bit of digging into that to reduce some of the shenanigans that happen behind the scenes.
That's what I
And
would
I mean,
like to
I
think.
know for me personally, like when I sell a stock or something, I want the cash immediately. Like I don't want to wait 2 days, right? Maybe I'm trying to make a move on a different stock, right? Like I
Right,
bought
right.
not financial advice, but I bought some Tesla as it's down, and I won't see the
Oh,
shares in my
good
account for
idea.
like 2 days, and it's like
Yeah.
annoying, and I'm like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
the whole settlement period and all that. So it'll be interesting to see if the brokers actually change the rules on the settlement periods as well, or will they still keep that amount of time without actually settling your cash to your account? And then what will the regulators? There's so many questions, one-offs for this whole thing, and it's
I mean,
funny
I
because
have to imagine it'll all be T plus one, the settlement of the cash, the settlement of the shares, right? Because
yeah,
then
it'll be
you
fun to
have a
see.
real
Yeah,
mismatch of accounting of shares minus
be an
cash, right?
advantage to certain people who have lots of money. Um, More an advantage, I should say. So, this is all gonna basically like popcorn and Coke when it gets to the end of May as we go into June, and June is going to be when the Basel, accountability, if you wanna put it that way, also is happening too. So, there's a lot of things happening after the first half of the year, like right
Yeah,
there.
I mean, I think the Basel thing is much more of something to look out for to see how it affects
Yes,
banks. But
liquidity, yeah.
going to T+1, I think it will be a bit of a nothing burger. Like it'll be something that CNBC talks about and hypes up, and like it's kind of like the Bitcoin halving. Like what really happens? Like nothing. Like some technical thing behind. Like it's not going to make
going up
stocks rip
400%
or
now.
drop.
It's halved. It's going to go up 400% here for the next 2 weeks. You didn't know that?
The next 2
Not
weeks.
financial advice. Not financial advice.
Maybe over the next 2 years.
Not very smart advice either, if it were.
Yeah, right. Not accurate advice. Not historically backed.
Okay, millennial cheerleader. See,
leave it to the Bitcoin man.
I got a name for you now. I have to wear cheerleader outfit someday.
I need a pom-pom.
Don't. Yeah.
You want me to wear a crop top to our next podcast?
No. Although we could use the clicks, maybe. I don't know. All right, Daniel, before we go too crazy, thanks for stopping by with your expertise, even if you are a hedge fund guy. And I will see you next week for next week. No.
See you in 2 weeks.
Special guest.
We're going on vacation.
Yeah, that's right. We have to take vacations because we're too silly here. We got to go get all that crazy stuff out of our head and retool. But congratulations on your vacation. Have fun. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
See you then, Darin.
All right. Bye.